Hi, it's Debbie here with another video tutorial, and I'm making this video tutorial um, by email that I got from a really nice lady named Fern, who wanted to know if she could fill a circle with two different digital papers and make some other things, because she wanted to make some of those dividers that you hang in your closets that say for baby clothes like 0 to 3 months and so on. So I told her I would try to make a video, and I thought it would be helpful for others that may be wanting to do something like this. So let's get started. I'm going to go over here and click on my circle tool, my ellipse tool. And oh, by the way, before I get started, I want everyone to know that I am using the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition. So some of the tools I use, if you're using the basic edition, you won't have some of these tools. I love the Studio Designer Edition, and I recommend it to anyone who wants to design a lot of their own things, their own cutting files. Okay, so I'm holding down the Shift key, and I'm going to drag this to make a perfect circle. And since I don't know exactly how large she wants these circles to be, I'm just going to make it this size so everyone can see it real clear. And now that I've drawn that circle, I'm going to go Control click, and I'm going to make another circle over there. And then I'm going to drag a guideline down to about where the center would be, and then drag another guideline over here to the center. And if you go over here and look, right here where your grid is at, and it says snap to guides, you want to make sure that's checked right here. So let's go back over here, because after I've dragged these guides, I'm going to click on the circle and it aligns it perfectly center. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to cut this circle in half. So I'm going to take my knife tool. I like to hold down my Shift key when I do this, and I'm going to draw right here on this guide so it will split it perfectly in half. And I'm going to click up here to get rid of my knife tool. I'm going to drag these guides back into place, and ta-da, we have two perfect halves of a circle. There's one half and there's the other half. Okay, now I'm going to fill this with a pattern. I'll fill this side with the pink polka dotted pattern, and I'm going to fill this side with this pattern right here to show you that she would have her two patterns. Now she also wanted to add a graphic, so I'm going to go over here. I have this little graphic chosen, and I think it's by Tammy Young. But anyway, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do a trace on it. I'm just going to trace the whole thing. So I'm making sure I turn off that high pass filter, increase the threshold so I get a good outline. And then this time I'm going to select Trace and Detach, which is going to remove it off that white background because this is a JPEG image. And I hit Trace and Detach, and it takes a little bit when I do this. I don't know why. So I'm going to hit that again. This is not responding. It always does that. I do not know why. And I'm going to drag the elephant off here. And if you look at this, remember how I had this little sentiment here? And when I did a Trace and Detach, it left the white background and it also left the letters. But you'll also notice that each of these letters here, if I move this, we have each little letter is a separate little piece. Isn't that cool? That can be used in some way for design. So now I'm going to drag my cursor around all of this mess here and delete it. And let's take a look at that little elephant again. And I'm going to just copy that. And I'm going to go over here and paste. So that gives me a pretty good idea that, you know, when I move my elephant over here, I'm going to have to resize it because she's also going to need a circle in the center and then a gap in between. But another thing I'm going to do before we do anything else is I'm going to hold down the Shift key, selecting both halves of these circles, and we don't need a line color, so I'm going to set no line color. I'm going to bring this right back over here, and I'm going to leave the line color on this circle so we can see where it's going to cut. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to resize this elephant because she just wants the elephant kind of peeking out, or another animal that she's using. So if I put a circle here, so I'm going to try just to keep it all nice and uniform using those corners here. I'm going to make this elephant a little smaller and move it up here towards the top, and then drawing another circle. Hold on, before I do this, whoops, I always want to skip steps. Okay, I'm going to drag my cursor around all of these, and I'm going to select group. Then I'm going to grab the elliptical tool again, holding down my shift key. I'm going to draw a circle for the center, because remember, she wants this to go across the bar in a closet, so it has to have a circle. And then I'm going to hold my shift key down so I have them both selected. I'm going to go to my align tool, and I'm going to go center, so it's perfectly aligned. Now to get that circle cut out, I'm going to go to modify, and I'm going to choose subtract. So we have that done. Now she needs one other gap in here so she can slide it over the closet. So I'm going to make a rectangle, and I don't know how big of a gap she will need, so I'm just guessing. And again, that is selected. Then I hold down my shift key and select this, and again I'm going to go subtract. So now she has her ring for her baby holder, and she wants a little tag kind of up here in the top or somewhere where she can show the sizes. So that is going to be, I'm going to open up some shapes, blah, blah, blah. Well, and I'm going to go down here to my shapes, and I'm going to go all files, and I'm going to choose my 6 label files. I think I'm going to try this one. I'm going to copy that, go back over here, we're going to paste that, now I'm going to ungroup this just for the moment, and this shape here I'm going to control and click so I have that shape, and I'm going to group this again so I can move it over to the side while I work on this. I'm going to kind of get an idea of where I want this to be though, so I need to move this back over here just temporarily. Move it up a little. Obviously I need to turn it, and I need to make it smaller. And I'm going to bring it to the front so I can see it better. Bring to front. And I guess we could put the size about right there. And I'm going to go, I think I can do subtract all or divide. Let's try divide, because I think that'll work better. Because I just want this one little piece here. Perfect. So divide worked perfect for this. Now I can delete all the rest of this stuff. And I'm going to bring our elephant back over here. I'm going to do an internal offset. So go to offset tool, internal offset. Bring it in. Oh, there went my dryer. Isn't that noisy? Yeah, I'm multitasking again today. Okay, now I'm going to go to my line setting. I'm going to make the lines thicker. I'm going to select perforated line. Maybe even a little thicker than that. Oh, there. And of course, I want it to print the selected lines. And we're going to select both of these, and we're going to go up on both of them actually, 0.75. 0.75 is good. And then I'm going to choose a line color, and I think I'm going to make it one of the colors. Let's do this right here. And then this one here, the background one, I'm going to fill it with a white. So we'll go to our bucket there, fill that with white, and make sure they're grouped. I'm going to bring the little tag part right over here. Okay, then our font tool. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to use the Arial font right there. I'm going to type in 0, 2, 3, and make sure it's centered. MO. And I'm going to make that font a lot smaller. And then we're going to make the line color that same color that's in that flower there. And we're going to make the fill color the same color that's in that flower there. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so I can put it right up here for her tag. And once again, if we want to make it larger, I can just stretch that out. Kind of center it over this little tag area. And again, we want to go in here. We're going to group all of this. We're going to check our cut settings. And if you see all these little faint red lines, well, it also helps to let you know that I need to ungroup this again. And I need to bring this little tag part down so it lines up with the circle. And you can see where our two halves are at, but we don't want that. So I'm going to group it together, and I'm going to select Cut Edge. Now we're going to go back to our regular view. And when this is cut, it will cut all around here, and she'll have her tag, and it will just cut around these edges to make her little dividers. And that's how she was able to use two patterns and an image all in one piece. I hope this will help you with your designs and cutting files that you will enjoy making, and I'll be back with more tutorials later on. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.